Hello everyone, welcome back to the Skulk, bringing you more Major Minor. Of course, that's why you clicked on this episode, isn't it? I mean, yeah, you're just not going to pick this video one out of the blue and just go, I'm going to start off on episode 8. That's a good spot to start. But anyways, welcome back. This is where I actually left off before I chose to start over and go, I gotta record this and show this to my channel. This is a good story. I mean, who doesn't love a good story? I mean, depending on who it is and if they like stories and if this is the story for them. All that and that. Let's get back into the story. I have no idea what's going on past this point. Meanwhile, in the comfort of your tavern room. It took a few hours before the tavern came to a lull. Lullaby? Is that it? Maybe. Is that a lullaby? What's lull mean in lullaby? Lull you to sleep. Oh, maybe that's it. I'm assuming it was last call or something like that. I heard many doors open and close as things got quiet. They're opening and closing, it's not really quiet yet, but I get the point. Including the rooms of Endymion and Connard. Were they going to sleep? Or were they going to listen in case something happens? I'm suddenly a little paranoid that I'm being watched. Oh well. It's not like I was doing anything illict. Is that the new term for illegal? I made myself comfortable in the luxurious bed. And the thing is, PB and his brother managed this whole place. With Righty's help, I'm sure, but they need to take time to clean these rooms and clean and make all this maintain. They need to maintain this whole inn, this tavern. They gotta have some form of help. I know they had that one lady that was shown just briefly one time. But seriously, they need a little bit more help in guessing from what it seems like. Anyways, let's continue. I'm not sure if I dozed off or fell asleep, but before I knew it, I was jerked into coherence. There was a loud knocking at my door. I took crooked steps towards it, utterly groggy. Who's there? I rubbed my eyes in an effort to make my vision clearer. The knocking starts to get more vigorous in nature. I can hear someone panting on the other side. It sounds like somebody's panicking. This kicks me into high gear, and I rush to the door. Hold on. But when I open it, I'm not sure who it is.
It's him! It's the stinker!
Oh, thank goodness you opened the door. Another moment longer and... He pants heavily as he closes the door behind him. He locks it as well. That's a little concerning. Sorry, I promised you no harm. I can explain. Please, listen. He proceeds... he presses his back against the door. I'm assuming so nobody can open it with him in place. He's not looking like he's that strong. Especially if Righty gets his hands on the doorknob and... He holds up a piece of torn fabric. It's stained with blood. Or maybe, wine. This place does have drinks. What? My master went insane. He attacked me and tried to kill me. I ran to the nearest place I could find. I'm room number 26. There was room number 1 through 25 before me, and you happened to reach my room, which is the closest to you. Are you sure? That means he's right behind the door? And if he did this to something, how do you know he can't tear down the door? Maybe. Anyways. He attacked me, and tried to kill me. Oh yeah, right. I opened my mouth to call for Endymion and Connard, He gasps and steps forward, urging me to keep quiet. He says he doesn't want anyone to know where he is. He steps forward in the middle of the room. He places his hands on his head in confusion. Why? Why would he do this to me? Plier was always a kind master. Plier? That's when Demian and Connor wanted to oust. He attacked his servant? Why would he do that? Suddenly I realize he's a fraud, and the urgency of his situation. If anything, this man's testimony could be fake, inevitable, invaluable. I asked him his name and gave him mine in turn. Of course, my name is Riley. Thank you for your shelter, Azure.
Oh yeah.
I start to feel uncomfortable near the door. He's not at the door. You should really use the door and get out. I move away and place him between the door and myself. Wow. Good call. I know, my character doesn't know, but I'm still trying to add some little emphasis into what we know. I stand against the wall, my back pressed against it. I won't be here long, I promise. I just need to gather my bearings. It was a shocking thing, you know. It's all just thrown me for a loop. You never expect these things to happen. It's so sudden, and I'm just scared. I noticed his demeanor suddenly changed. Almost as like he's forcing it. Almost like his panic vanished in an instant. He seemed to calm down rather quickly. He places his bloody fabric on the floor. Why? I don't know why you do that. Why? Why do you do that? I decided to ask him what's he doing. Sorry. It's just making me relive this. I gotta get out of my hands for good. Or else I'll keep dwelling on what happened. He stands up and looks me in the eye. It needs to look like you struggled. Uh-oh. You'll have to forgive me for this. At that moment, in an instant, he's upon me. He pins me against the wall, squeezing my throat.
I start to panic and try kicking him off, but I can't. He uses his own feet to keep mine in place. Shh. I try to pry his hands off my throat, but he's strong.
I start to lose my strength. No, I lose my strength. My vision's fading. I'll sit down the walls as my body becomes weak. He growls fiercely as I start to lose consciousness. The last thing I notice is the look in his face. On his face, not in. His face has a little face inside of it. He displays pure regret, like he didn't want this. In the last few moments, I hope that someone rescues me. But it doesn't happen. My vision fades for good. Sleep well. Save me. Breathtaking events is the achievement unlocked. More like a milestone. Sometimes you get achievements in games going, I did this! What, I reached this point in the story? Music. Sounds like something you get from a Zelda game. Well then, Rio. Let's just do Rio. Things are becoming more complicated. Many men aspire to usurp my throne. And this time, they're getting close. Closer than I've ever experienced. It's almost like it's a game to them. But it's trivial in the face of our goal. It's fun to watch, though. It seems that Righty suspects you, but his theories are inevitably wrong. Indeed. Our fault for being secret. People think that I have something to hide, or that I bear some sort of ill intent. Perhaps I should have been open about this. And I have got to keep my yawns in check. It's breathing. It's the breathing problem. The broad and breathing. It would have been more noble, at least. Noble, yeah, but not fun. I like the idea of keeping it a secret. Ryu, my goal here is not to have fun. I seek a very important change. But my end of the bargain still stands. Yes. Earth is yours to play with. I have no need for it anymore. Jeez. Not while Azure is present on Terra. Well, how about that? I'll be sending Azure back to Earth. At least, for the time being. Why? They have to keep up appearance. I can't just rob them of their home. We have to juggle here, if I'll excuse. They have 2 lives to live now. But don't worry, I'll bring them back. I just have a plan on my own to enact. A plan of your own? Indeed. Life in Tokyo is going to change. Things were just too boring before. I decided to shake it up a little bit. I see. You'll find out what I mean soon enough. Things will get harder for Azure, but it will help them realize their role. Being the savior isn't all fun and games. A great danger will soon befall Tokyo, and will claim the lives of many more. A sinister plan. Milestone unlocked. Achieved. That's it. Where am I? What's going on? I remember getting choked unconscious by Riley. Then, why am I still unconscious? How am I conscious of that? I feel awake and disconnected. It's like my spirit left my body or something. I'm still fully aware of my surroundings. I see black and black over there. Or at least the lack thereof. There you go. Even so, I feel disconnected from my body. Is this death? I feel a large rush of speed. Much like the first time I was sent to Terra. This time, I'm able to bear the pain more easily. And as it subsides, I hit solid ground with a thud. First, my sense of touch returns. Thanks for that. My face down on some sort of carpet. Wait. The hotel room carpet? Back on Earth? My sense of sight returns. This fact is confirmed. My instincts want me to raise my to my feet. But as it stands, that's currently impossible. I try to move my hands, but they're frozen stiff. And I mean that in a literal sense. I'm so cold. How long was I lying here? Did the hotel not have any heating? That's what the table thing's for. After strenuous effort, I'm able to move one finger. And then soon after, I can move another. Then another. I focus on this until I can move all my digits. When this is through, I have control of my hands. I use them to push myself up. Then soon after, I can move my feet as well. I bring myself to upstanding position. That was odd. It was like I had to defrost. I scan the room. I notice Kyla is lying on the floor. We're in the same spots as we were before. Like, we hadn't moved since the news report came on. The sun enters the room through the nearby window. It's not night anymore. Day is broken. I rush over to his body and kneel down beside him. I give him a gentle shakes while I call out his name. Kyla! He's frozen stiff, just like I was. He's cold to the touch, like a lifeless corpse. I start to panic and shake even more, my voice becoming more desperate as I call out to him. After a few slight straight minutes of this, he starts to move. He follows the same procedure as myself. First the fingers, then the hands, and so on. Moments pass and he stands up in confusion. Huh? What happened? Just take a moment and listen to music. This game has some really nice music. A lot of the stories I've been reading, some that won't be on my channel, but from Nico Koro, that is some really nice music too. A lot of it jumpy and sweet and cute. This one has some nice, well, has some eerie sounding ones, but also has some really peaceful sounding ones. Did I just... He rubs his eyes like he's waking up from a long sleep.
Hey, here's a yawn to go along with it.
Darn yawns, I need to breathe. I need to practice breathing. That's the problem. I feel like when I'm reading, I don't breathe properly. And you hear this a lot in my channel, in my story reading area. He lets out a yawn. Oh, there you go. I gave a yawn. And a stretch. Utterly confused. My body was so stiff. Mine is as well. But I brushed that fact aside. There are more important matters at hand. I asked Kylo what he remembers about last night. Clans. I must have passed out in shock. I think it's all a blur. Please tell me that isn't true. If you died, then what happens to us? I don't want to go home, Azure. I must have been dreaming. Please tell me I was dreaming. He grips my shoulder and shakes me a few times. Oh, blah, 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 stop it. It's like he's demanding something he knows isn't real. But I can't let him live in some sort of fantasy world. He has to know the truth of what happened. And so I let him know that it was true. Lance passed away last night. He was murdered. No! I want him to come back. We have to bring him back. I'm not sure how to respond to him. It's very clear that he's in denial. He starts to pace around the room, talking to himself. Soon enough, it seems like he's forgotten that I'm here. But that's not the only thing he's forgotten. I realize that Clance's death is all he remembers. He doesn't mention Terra like it never happened. Why would he forget if I remembered? Does it have to do with me being the savior? If so, then why was he even brought at all? It's very confusing, and I skipped the arc this time. I have no idea why, and I'm filled with questions. I thought it was needed in Terra to save it. I can't believe it, but I want to see that man again. How could I go about rescuing Kaylin if I'm on Earth? Something about this just doesn't add up. Especially if Kylo was right about the time difference. I have to get back there as soon as possible. There's no telling what could happen in my absence. I could have sworn they said it was impossible to leave. That Terra was a one-way street and I'd be stuck.
I'm trying my best not to yawn. I'm really trying.
Before I can get too deep in thought, my phone rings. I pick it up instinctively and greet the other end. The ringing seems to shoot Kyla back into reality. What? I know he zones out, but that was something else. Hey there, Azure. Jade is on her way to pick you up. She said she'll be there in 5 minutes. And don't turn on the TV, alright? I'm not sure if you heard the news or not, but the media is making a lot of stuff up. Better wait to talk to Singe in person. He's making a public statement soon, too. Probably best if you waited until then. Either way, I have to go. See you soon. He abruptly hangs up the phone. I hear lots of voices in the background. Things must be getting hectic for those close to clans. I wonder if things would get hectic for us as well. Things are starting to get complicated and unclear. I started to wonder what fate awaited Kyla and myself. Hey, who was that? Before I can answer him, my phone rings again. I pull it out of my pocket. This time it's a text. But the contents of it sends shivers down my spine.
Why?
Who could this be?
How?
Nice touch. Verizon. Very nice touch. Why are they saying this? It has to be some kind of prank. Well, I kind of know that it was just Rook. He said that Jade will be picking us up shortly. Singe will be telling us the full story. Actually, we should already be downstairs. Alright, see you down there then. He runs off as fast as he can. I can tell that he's in denial. He clearly doesn't want to talk about this. But after all that's happened, I can't blame him. Before leaving, I close all the blinds. I guess that text message got the better of me. Even if it was a joke, it would leave anyone scared. I leave the room with paranoia eating away at me. More music. I make my way down to the lobby. As soon as I get there... Oh yeah. I really love the beat and rhythm in the background. As soon as I get there, I see Kyla exiting the hotel. He seems to be in a hurry, scurrying away. He can run, but of course he can't run forever. I start to follow, but quickly bump into someone. How do you bump into someone if you were noticing where you're going? I know people can bump into people, but that's if you're not paying attention to where you're going, or they're not paying attention. Either way, what's going on? I take a step back and apologize to the woman, but then I realize I've seen them before, under the exact same circumstances as well. You? Oh, my apologies. That was rude. I was just surprised to see you here. Tokyo must be smaller than we think. So, you're staying here too? I nod, remembering that Rook said it was expensive. If she could afford it, just who is this woman? You can call me Max. It's short for Maxine, but don't say that. It sounds strange in this day and age. Well, if you say so. Maxine doesn't sound bad. You're proud of it. You're proud of your name. Unless, of course, you personally don't like it. Either ways. I'm here for business. And let's just say, my company isn't cheap. Only the best when it comes to travel. The way she says this implies that she owns a company. Oh, whoops! No, wait, back up! No, wait! I didn't read that! I'll read it. You guys can read it because you pause, and I can read it in editing, but dang it. I see that you're on your way out. I'll let you get on with your busy day. I didn't mean to hold you up or anything. Perhaps if I see you again, we'll talk. It would be nice to get more acquainted. Just not just anyone can say this and can stay in this hotel. I'm sure you have a story to tell, and I have all the time in the world. She walks away from me with a smile. As she does so, she plays with gear on her necklace. I feel like I've seen that before. It stands out to me. It looks kind of like the necklace on that one coyote guy. I change my course back to the exit. But before I can get there, my phone rings again. It's a text message, as the tone doesn't repeat. I'm extremely hesitant, given to what happened before. But unlike Kyla, it wasn't in my nature to avoid things. This time, the universe will not sway in your favor, but mine. This time, the universe will not sway in your favor. Oh, no. This doesn't make any sense. I can't believe it. It seems to be written with the knowledge of my power. But I've never told anybody about the situation. Doesn't someone on Earth know what's going on with me? I can no longer hope that this is a joke. There is more to play here than I know. Somewhere, someone, I said those opposite, but okay, isn't being honest with me. I exit the hotel. I meet up with Kyla, and we enter the limo together. I do all this knowing that I'm being watched, and that is much harder than it sounds. I really like that jingle. It's really good. As soon as we enter, we take our seats. The first thing I noticed is that we were not alone. Rather than in front, Inumi sits in the back. But he's not alone. He's sitting with someone new. Since I've never met them, I introduced myself. I don't know who you are. Oh, okay. I contemplate whether or not to offer him my hand. But at first glance, he doesn't seem like the type. As I've learned, not everyone is into handshaking. You're the lucky two. That requires a lot of dedication, you know. But that is the trait I admire most. He gives a wide smile to Kyla and myself. He offers me his hand. Guess I was wrong. I accept, and he leads it with a firm grip.
Kick my hand.
Kyla, however, does not. He remains seated. I let this man know that Kyla is in shock, especially after the events that happened last night. I understand. It must not be easy. By the way, you can call me Arkron. Whatever. Arkron. I was hired to ensure your safety. I'm told that you will learn more shortly. Lifeline. That's the milestone. I'm told that you will learn more shortly. I will refrain from giving anything now away. Leaking information would be irresponsible. He reclines back in his chair with a relieving sigh. So we have someone to protect us now. That's awesome. Suddenly, I'm not as worried about the text messages. Do be worried. He looks equipped enough to take on any trouble. But I still feel sorry for Kyla. He's acting odd. I'm sure that, given time, he'd come around. At this point, Jade starts the limo up and drives away. I'm not sure how long it will be until we arrive, but I need to sort this all out in my head. It's crazy. So, from what I can tell, I'm now being watched. But this person seems to know about my power as well. That perplexes me, because I thought it was a secret. In fact, I've never told a single soul about the Ark. Maybe I wasn't the only one who's been to the Ark. There was more to this, and I just needed to know. Hopefully I will learn more as the day progresses. And with Arkron to protect us, I'd be safe. I take a deep breath and close my eyes. And at this point, Inumi breaks the silence.
Hey, I have a question, Azure. What's 75 multiplied by 110?
Now, let's see. That's 175 plus 1,500. It's 2,000. Oh, wait. Wait. Do-do-do. 8,000 250? No? 1,000? 8,000? 200? I can do it, but I don't want to hold off the story. A woman asked me earlier. I didn't know. An overdue meeting. Milestone. Whoa, I was not in a state for good mental math. I can do it, just gives me a moment. Math was one of my actual favorite subjects until it got absurd in algebra. Seriously, algebra is just... some of it is just wonky. I doubt I'm going to be going x equals 2b and this circumference of the donut is needed for this and that, and I understand where you might be trying to do that if you're doing engineering to making machines that make these things for you, but I think basic math is good enough. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, fractions, decimals, percentages. Those are pretty good. And I can do those pretty well. I just have to get into a more fluent. Back to story. And no matter what, that was just an odd thing to ask. Maybe he found the silence in the limo a little awkward. I thought I was close. I just wanted to make sure. Maybe I got the number right and I was just wanting to confirm to myself. Really? Yeah, absolutely.
That's so cool. You're so smart.
I added the so. Proud of me?
My big brother used to help me with this, but he was just so busy all the time.
That's quite nice of your brother. I'd like to beat him, enemy.
It was Clance.
Oh. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Oh, I have an idea.
Hmm?
You could take over and teach me math. The teachers always said it was important. It could save your life, they told me.
I suppose that's true. We'll have to see what happens. There's a lot on the table right now. I'm looking forward to Singe's speech. The silence will be broken by an official. He's the most qualified to speak about this.
Singe is really smart. He knows what to say to make people happy. Maybe he can help make me happy again?
Yeah. It's never easy losing a loved one. But I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. Not while you're by my side, Inumi. He reaches over and rubs the top of Inumi's head. Gentle soul, in a defensive position. That's nice. Instead of being all up in your position, going, I know what I'm doing is best and whatnot, or being stiff and rigid. That's to show a gentle heart. His hair gets messed up, but he enjoys it. A wide smile appears on his previously sad face.
Okay, now that makes me happy. I was scared for all of our safety. I was worried we'd be next or something.
Not on my watch, okay? Everybody will be fine. He smiles again, like everything is completely fine. Narcron was really nice through his cold exterior. I feel bad for judging him at first glance earlier. And Inumi seemed like he'd be fun to hang out with. Before we could continue talking, the limo stops. That wasn't as long as a ride as I had expected. Inumi gets up to leave, but Archon quickly interjects. Not now, Inumi. Please let me go first. It would be rude to expose you to danger. I'll make sure the coast is clear, okay? Wow. What a gentleman. No, what a gentleman. He's definitely good at what he does. We just saw him, so it's first impression. As he said, he leaves the limo at first. A few moments pass, and he waves us all out. I'm glad the coast is clear, danger-free. It was time to get some answers. I meet Singe. Inumi scoots out first. And after that, I follow behind. Kala seems like he's still lost in his own little world. But eventually he follows, as expressionless as a ghost. Oh, have you ever seen a ghost and are they expressionless? I've seen a lot of ghosts in lots of films and they're not expressionless. They either have a cackling, giggling nature, good or bad, or they have a sad, moaning form or something, whatever. They're not emotionless. Depending on your world, anyways. Outside, we're greeted to the site of our home base. I guess this is where we'd spend most of our time. It looks beautiful, with a complex modern design. Yeah, we'll save. Hopefully the next checkpoint is not too far, because we're already a half hour in. But, yeah. I want these videos to be about, around about, you know, around an hour. Whether a little over, a little under, I still want them to be like that. It feels like a good story, right? But as soon as we take some steps, the media is upon us. Oh, come on, man. I thought you were going to defend us against the danger. These media can be very dangerous by pulling out their microphones and asking us to say anything. If we say anything, they'll use it against us. If they don't say anything, they'll use that against us. Saying we have secrets to hide. Media, not always bad, but anything used in the wrong hands can be bad. Anyways, continuing. I'm yammering too much. They're countless in their number. It appears as if they're trying to block our entry. They hold their microphones out, wanting answers. It's the Lucky Two! Hey, that's the news reporter from last night. He's the one who reported the death of plants. Contest winners, we need to talk. There's some allegations going around. Yeah, I just read that right. They say this is just for publicity. Azure, do not engage the press. They will try to scare you into talking, but legally they can't get in your way. Just keep walking, and they'll move. That is, if they want to keep their careers. He glares at Fukumoto as he says those last few words. Perhaps I'll ask again later. He slowly backs away and blends into the crowd. Archon must have intimidating him into submission, staring at him intently. But it was for the best, and I'm thankful. I wouldn't have had known what to do on my own. Follow me, and do not engage. Singe will tell you the truth of all of things, and you don't want to say something stupid. As I find this counsel invaluable. We keep walking, and I make sure Kyla is in tow. Inumi is following us well, completely unfazed. He must be used to the limelight by now. Being Clance's brother, he gets a lot of attention. We look back at the limo. A large crowd blocks Jade's attempts to leave.
Gosh dang, can you let me out?
I feel sorry for her. She's stuck with the press. Not used to all these eyes on you, eh? As soon as he says that, it hits me, and a sense of anxiety starts to rise within me. If I was being watched, it could be anyone here. I ask him if we can walk faster, but then there he is. I pull out my phone with extreme apprehension. I'm unable to display a calm composure. I'm sure I can play it off as a fear of the crowd. Archon has no idea what's happening inside my head. Worried, aren't you? Good. Okay. Now this is very clear that I'm being followed. And they're close enough to see my worry as well. I scan my surroundings, but everyone is watching me. I certainly picked the peck of pickled peppers at the perfect time to watch. And I'd never be able to tell who it was in this crowd. I start to panic. and cling even closer to Archon. I give him a gentle nudge, pushing him to move faster. He seems to take my signal, and thankfully obeys. Yes, please! It isn't much longer until we get inside. We're promptly greeted with the illusion of safety. I take a large breath as soon as we get inside. Right through the nostrils, just to bring it in there. For some reason, it feels like I'm safe. It's odd how one door can make a difference. Inumi scurries away as soon as we get inside. The windows are dimmed, so it's not too bright. But this bodes. This bodies me. This bodes well for someone in my situation. If I was being watched, they couldn't do it now. Or can they? I mean, they could have. They could be someone you already know. I stand relieved in the lobby with Archon and Kyla. You did a good job out there. You were overwhelmed, but that's normal. You handled yourselves admirably.
Thanks.
If only he knew why I was actually worried. Actually, perhaps I should tell him. He'd be the last person I want to hide this from. And he'd probably know exactly how to respond. I'll wait until I can talk to him in private. I want you two to wait right here. I'll go find where Singe is. Do me a favor and don't wander. He walks towards what I assume is the reception desk. I turn to Kyla and ask him if he's okay. So far, it's been impossible to get a read on him. I know he's prone to zoning out, but this is unreal.
I'm good. Just overwhelmed. I mean, what are the odds of this? Nothing's gone our way since we got here. We get involved with the media now. They'll probably even dig up our pasts. I'm not really cool with that, Azure. Luck is definitely not on our side.
He's right. This is supposed to be luxurious. Our every dream was expected to become a reality. I'm not sure what you're dreaming, but saying that this hasn't happened is an understatement. Saying that this hasn't happened. Okay. It went south in almost every way imaginable. I tell Kyla that everything will be okay. Although I don't know who I'm trying to convince. There's a lot more on my plate with the fate of Terra. So I simply say we should wait until we talk to Singe.
Yeah, you're right.
He turns away and starts to inspect the lobby. It's rather massive, and it doesn't look really foreign at all. In fact, it makes me feel at home. Very modern. I'll stray away at Archon's behest, however you pronounce that. Instead, I look at the TVs attached to the wall. They're all playing a news report, reported earlier. It must be a story of interest in Tokyo citizens. As a few moments pass, I realize that's true. But it happens to be of, it happens to be of a great interest to me as well.
Hello, Fukabundo here. I've been lucky enough to snag an interview right here on the streets of Akihabara. This is very spontaneous, people. Sorry for any background noise, but I think you'll all enjoy our guest. This guy seems to get around. Are there no other news reporters in Japan?
No, I think there's just the creator of this game just wanted to have one main news reporter. And he has teleporting powers, apparently.
She arrived in Tokyo a few weeks ago, but she's been under scrutiny ever since. Well, we're here for the real story. Let me get this, G. And we'll get it from the woman herself. Everybody, welcome oh, wait. Hi. The CEO of Armstrong Incorporated,
my pleasure to be here, Fukamundo-san. That's the one I run into multiple times. Didn't think she was special enough for her own report. Hey, people are special. You don't have to be, you don't have to just, you know, whatever. Everyone's special, just have to have time to show it to the public. To the public. That's the words. For those not in the know, Maxine came... Please call me Max. Very well, Max. You came here from the United States, but no one knows your real reason why. This has made a lot of people uneasy. Why? Tourists are common. People can go around the world. Why, when someone comes from out of your own place, it makes everyone uneasy? The plane has people coming off. Oh no. Given the nature of your business. Oh. Maybe I should read a little further before I start giving out things. Chemical and explosive weaponry, right? Ah, okay. So I jumped it there. Some would say you deal in war. That's actually incorrect, Fukamundo. Armstrong Incorporated desires protection. We sell an item that is useless on its own. Our products are a security measure. Any other use is the buyer's fault. We provide a means, not anything else. We have a very thorough selection process. Clients are all given mental health exams. We ensure that the client is fit, you see. The tabloids always exaggerate things, but you're no stranger to that yourself. I want protection for everyone, not war. Many of our clients are government suits, but celebrities are within our realm too. If a weapon goes off, it is only to protect. It's easy to make it sound like I'm bad, but the weapons I sell guarantee safety. It is not my fault if they are misused. Oh, I see. Thanks for explaining.
She's a weapons dealer. Get her.
That is an admirable mission statement. Your parents will be proud of you, Max. But can you understand the unease? Some people are scared of your presence, especially since you're keeping secrets. But now, Japan is your audience. Do you have anything to say? Something to put us at ease? Unfortunately, I do not. My purpose here is confidential. However, no harm will come to your citizens. My presence here should put you at ease. I offer the most advanced products possible. I could even stop these midnight deaths. There you have it, folks. Max is here to stop the murders. An amazing goal. Problem, Max. That's not what I said. That's all we have time for today. That's not what I said! But rest easy. We're all safe. Armstrong is here for a noble purpose. This is Fukamundo signing off. Whoa, that was pretty heavy. I've heard of Armstrong Incorporated before, but this is my first time hearing about this owner. Its owner. I never would have thought that it was for her. It was her. I'll have to talk with her about it if I see her again. She did express interest at getting to know me better. I see that Archon is on his way back. Hopefully now we get to meet with Sinch. I was dying to hear an official statement about this. I'll wait our new move. I wait our next move as I walk towards my friends. Hey, thanks for staying put, you two. The conference won't start for a while yet, so we can go and pass the time upstairs. Renting this place must be expensive. Singe's pockets go pretty deep, it seems. Well, anyway, I guess we should go. Those people outside are really loud. A headache is at least the thing I want. It should be more quiet upstairs. He starts walking towards the stairs. Me and Kyla follow him without question. I guess it was almost instinctual. If he was our protection, we need to stay close. And that's what we did as we ascended the stairs. We leave the frenzy of the media behind us, but unfortunately, not for good. It was quieter up here, just like Archon had hoped. He pressed his back against the wall and watched us. Then he scouts around, looking from left to right. He definitely has a good vantage points from there. Kyla leaves my side as well, and tries to find a seat. Eventually, he situates himself in a nice leather chair. I see a lot of familiar faces around his room. Rook is using his tablet, and Inumi is pacing around. Now I'm curious, if there's a world like this one that is based off of animal humanoids, what other animals? Are they just having animal humanoids and then animals around that are still treated as people nowadays use animals? Treat animals? Whether carrying or used for food or leather and all that? Just curiosity. Then I see but then I see some not so familiar faces. Although I feel like I recognize them from TV. It's almost like everybody important to Clance is here. Maybe they were just as clueless as I was about this. I guess I wasn't the only one who wanted some answers. Hold on, let me take a drink. It wasn't long before Rook looks up from his tablet. He notices me and starts to walk in my direction. I wonder how he was handling all this. Hey, Azure. Nice to see you made it. I'm assuming that new guy is Archon. Too bad the last guard just ran off. Ran off? What does he mean by that? Anyway, no beating around the bush. You're here. So you must know the truth. Last night, Clance was murdered. He says it in such an emotionless way. It's hard for me to tell if this has even bothered him. Instead of prying, I tell him that I did know the truth and saw Fukamundo reporting on TV last night. Oh, Fukamundo. I hate that guy. He stretches the truth almost every time. You like red. You like red? You're a communist. You have no idea how he got that job. He twists words, like the tabloids. I'm surprised he works for a real station. That's true. I did see his interview with Max. I let Rook know that he tried to interview me as well. He mentioned that this was all a publicity stunt. And of course he mentioned that. Listen, don't take him seriously. You'll learn that pretty quickly in Tokyo. But the general population loves him. Honestly, I'm not able to see that. Why? He's just a sham. A sensationalist. Sensationalist. It was harshly worded, but had some wisdom. Singe is just getting ready. It shouldn't be much longer. Maybe you should get to know the crew. Everyone is still shocked, of course, but some friendship might help them. Uniting is what we need to do right now. Rook turns his head and notices someone approaching. It's a fox with a guitar, and he steps with purpose. I guess Rocker is a fine place to start. He's definitely a knowledgeable man. Wait, a compliment from Rook? Wow, it must be my birthday. Don't flatter yourself. Hey, you're the one that said it. He bows to Rook as a gesture of respect. He then does the same to me, wearing a large smile. Sorry, I'm not one for shaking hands. But with much respect, it's my pleasure. I'm Rocker. Nice to meet you, Azure. Hesitantly give him a bow and introduce myself too. Oh my. Saikiri? Okay. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Saikiri? Azure, you don't deserve that. No, I don't deserve that. Come on, Rocker, not right now. No need to make his day any worse. This was very important, though. Azure, that was an incorrect bow. You went too far low just now. A bow like that is for an apology. For addressing someone of status. Or addressing someone's status. And I mean exceptionally high status. Furthermore, your back was bent as well. You should always try to keep it straight. A crooked bow can be seen as disrespectful. Try and remember this simple fact. To most, a 15-degree bow is fine. Around here, it's called an esheku. It's meant for equals. And I don't mean to rag on you, but I hate for you to offend someone. Well, this is my signal to leave. I don't need one of your famous lectures. I've heard way too much about Japan now. Rock gives me a very crooked and low bow. Just mess with Rock. Just mess with him. So he bends his back, just swinges his his torso to the left and his waist to the left as well, and has his hip to the right, so he's all just bent and shaking and just bows down and touches his head to the toes and then gets back up and waves away. As if to mock the entire lesson Rocker just gave. I'm surprised it didn't scare you away. If I were you, I wouldn't run. He can be really rude without knowing it. He thinks he's joking or something. But it always comes off as crass. Crass? He's not at the best at social interaction. Regardless of my feelings about Rook, it was true. In fact, Rocker's lesson was refreshing. He did it to legitimately inform me about bows. Not to judge or berate me like Rook would always do. I thank him and try giving him a bow, he explained. 15 degrees with a straight back. You catch on fast. I like it. We'll get along just fine, Azure. I know we have spare time before the speech. If you want to hang out, feel free. Of course, you'll be meeting Shock, too. When it says the name Shock, it all comes clear. Shock was Rocker's... Shock and Rocker were Clance's lead guitarists. They performed some of the most legendary solos. I'm starstruck as he walks away, almost in disbelief. I've heard lots of their music, and it was awesome. But here he was, talking to me so casually. I mean, he's a person. He's just in a position where people know him, and people like what he does. Some people get all fangirlish about people to an extreme extent, or sometimes thinking that people that they like are all grand and high esteem. But just remember, they're people. They're people. They just want to do what they enjoy and share it with the world. That's what Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, and many other YouTubers out there do. They're well known, they're popular, but they're still people that want to live their lives the way they do. Anyways, carrying on. If I knew he was who he was at first, I would have panicked. Both Rocker and Rook had a very good point. I had some time to waste before Sidge's speech again. There are so many interesting people up here. I'd love to get to know each and every one of them. Oh, I already knew Rook and Kyla good enough, but Archon was still a mystery, as was Zanumi. And Shock and Rocker were quite enticing as well. Hanging out with a rock star duo would be awesome. Unfortunately, I couldn't hang out with all of them. I stay in place, contemplating my next actions. Yes, I would. And what do you know? Wouldn't you know it? It reached that point. It reached. Oh, chapter 4. Nobody's on there. I'm guessing that the next episode in this game, next thing to do, is to choose who we want to talk to. And I feel like the game gives us enough time to talk to X amount of people, not everyone. So, interesting. So, I'll leave it there, and we'll get to know some of the people next time, or whatever the game has to show. Thank you guys for stopping by, and yeah, just look forward to the next episode. Until I see you guys again, have a great day, everyone.